Give you a quick little chat here as Miss Mysteriosa. Yes, I am Laura Lars D. Dancier, born the 7th to 7th, 79, and I'm done trying with anything, couldn't give a shit quite much for oneself. One was being persecuted and penalised on far too many occasions for pretty much nothing more than being poor and indifferent to the fact that I've got a crap property over my roof and I'm in a bit of a debt. Who cares? I don't care. Okay? Don't care. Anyway, there's a documentary on Netflix called Healing, and a friend of mine and other friends that get diagnoses is in this systematic farmyard that is called civilized society. It's alright, right? They get their treatment, they get surgery, they get chemo blasted, and they don't learn about their organism, the diet, how you can alkalise your body and other such stuff. Anyway, there are alternatives. I'm not saying they work alongside each other, don't they? Who cares? Stop buying for your money and financial viability all the time. You make me sick. It's the belly of the beast shit, yeah? So it's a straight talking little short video. Like, I come up with a Thrive design originally for homeless people, transporting homeless people around to different various charities. As a social worker franchisee, social enterprise, it is a Thrive design. It could potentially lock together all the other agents and basically distribute medical alternatives to people with diagnoses. It would be helping with their dietary side of stuff and other things as a street link, because sometimes we want support outside of NHS and conglomerate government conglomerates. We are not animals in a fucking farm. Now, I should not be subjected to any more shit and persecution like some fucking cliched Jesus Christ story. I just represent an entire generation of self-educators from the internet. People that learn outside of their institutions, their industrial and their universities. It's simply a social worker franchisee link on the street, bringing together the global community for the greater good outside of a systematic agenderist design. So basically, this is now is the time to shine, Laura. It's been my time to shine for a very long time. I'm just a singer. I'm a singer that likes writing her own songs. I'm just somebody that's had such a very varied working background using vehicles like vans, Sky engineer, with handheld kit that linked up jobs, people. The people are the jobs the new people for a social worker who's making his own financial income with advertising space. As a franchisee charity, you can fundraise on the streets and you can canvass. You would probably get a lot of lottery funding and support, and they would probably divvy out money to each and every individual worker to help other people, to supply them with alternative healthcare workers via This is linking up all the intelligence that we've come across and learned and want to implement in our community. This is common sense. This is me just coming up with a practical design. I don't care about money. I want the creative director design. I've told every charity across London about this. I've told film sets. I've just suggested making an indie film about how it come about. I don't know if I'm ever going to get the help. I'm sick of being out here alone, flapping and getting arrested at airports for a love letter, drawing unnatural attention to myself because I'm clearly quite brilliant, but nobody actually respects it. They'd rather persecute it before actually praising it. I'll probably end up with one of the people, not only I could have been homeless, so that's why you think about these things, because you meet mind crises. I also, given the unnatural amounts of stress upon my person, will probably need it for the alternatives in the future. Let's hope not, touch wood. But that's exactly why we do it. We do it for selfish reasons. Selfish reasons that would make us all feel so much more harmonious and happy with things when they happen. Because this is a funster planet. People like to have fun, they like to drink, they do things in excess, they smoke. Let them do it all. Let them do it all with the viable aids out there, because every mind, when they come together in a street link that can apply them, must make the world a better place. Because it's more than marginalising people to surgery, chemo, or giving people the worst diagnoses that don't come out of it, and then seeing success stories in cannabinoid system altering with CBD oil and alkaline in your body. To apply all of them just via a channel where money distribution of wealth would come into it is what I'm trying to achieve. That's a a 5-minute video. Arrival Prime, power to the people, right on time. I hope it gets made in 2021 for all of us across the globe that don't get brainwashed in our 2.4s and think that's the only way. To stand up, to say that people are not happy, to break on through to the other side with the design and make the world a better place, while all the whilst in the face of adversity and people saying, who are you challenging? You're going to get yourself killed. What are you doing? No, I'm just doing something that will help everyone, you stupid motherfuckers. So that's me. And I hope that I get the support and whatever funding. Everybody else, I can make another Kickstarter. We can get together and do that again, because there has been one Kickstarter made before the idea of handheld tech, before the idea that it could woke up, liberate working communities like nursing, even down to funeral care in times like pandemics, before it kept growing and growing and growing and growing to the point where I can't take it anymore. And actually, I haven't got much time for anything else in life. I've given up on myself pretty much. I just need everybody else to fucking implement it and go, fucking cracking idea. Richard Branson, I pitched it to you. I've been to pitching events and nobody actually gives a fucking toss. You know, they're more interested in an app that see how fast your pizza get here. But don't forget that most organisms are accidents waiting to happen at some time in life. And nobody is exempt. Nobody's exempt from the fact that they could lose their home and they're just 3 mortgage payments away from a lost house, and that is the state of affairs. So to not just appreciate your own humanity and fragility and get behind something, and let's just set the wheels in motion for this systematic rethink, this social enterprise, this charity, this thing that will boost and change our lives for the better. A safety net that will make us all feel safe, loved, and never vulnerable or abused at the hands of systematics, which I kept coming across up and down the country, and unfortunately have been subjected to myself. Because people are literally, in some circles, things to abuse, provoke, and do things to for no good reason. Forced adoptions, another one. Injustices across the board. It's going to be distribution of wealth, making its own media content. So therefore, shining a light on all these misery stories that we meet. Thus, they will not happen anymore. If a mother's in an abusive relationship and she's in a precarious place to sign that child either way, this is a person that can rush in and be like, so what is actually happening? Are you 100% sure? Would you say your mental health is in exactly the right place right now? Or are you going to regret it if you get out of this relationship in 1 year? Is this the case I've met before? Or is this person, should they have their kids taken away because they've dabbled in, they're having a mental health issue in depression state because they might have dabbled in a grey area crime of doing class A drugs and they've got a child? Oh my God, but they could be over that in a year as well. So it's just another global link that's just a bit more sympathetic, empathetic, and just a bit more loving. And with all these opportunities, NVQs for people in the lower working class to go farming, woofing, fruit picking, then maybe we won't be inclined to pick up muggy little arms for other people for their agendaist societies. That's all. Thank you very much. Help!